Hello, everyone. Welcome to this beautiful journey that we are going to be having along these weeks. And for start, we would like you to give you an overview of which is going to be the map that we are going to be working with, so you can give a little bit of information to your mind so you can rest. And even though whatever you might find there within you, that you can also enjoy the ride. So one of the main things that we would like to focus on is in the Andean cosmovision, because if you want to remain and stay and dive in yourself, you can choose different and many paths, right, depending on what resonates with you. So what we want to propose to you to work with, it has to do with the Andean cosmovision. So that comes from shamanism. And I don't know if you have heard it or not, but the Andean cosmovision and shamanism has a very direct connection with nature. And when we mean connection in nature, it's by acknowledging that nature and everything that is around us, it's alive. And that we can have a relationship with each of these elements that surround us, just like if they are people. And in fact, they consider mountains, rivers, the oceans, plants, trees as people, the plant people, the stone people, the animal people. So because they are at the same level, there is no difference of every sentient beings that live on Earth and also in the skies, in the stars, the moon, the sun, other planets. So it's a different perspective on how we are maybe used to be living and seeing everything that is around us that doesn't talk to us in the same language, right? So in the Andes cosmovision, they consider a lot how we can be creating this relationship with nature, because we can also nourish each other. We can learn from the trees, from the wisdom of the trees, from the wisdom and the qualities of the rivers. And we can talk to them and ask for assistance. And of course, Mother Earth. And the more we dive into that, into those qualities of them, on one hand, it reminds us that we are not alone, even though we are not with people, maybe, human people, that we are enveloped in the mother, in nature, and protected by the Father, the sun, the sky, the moon, the stars. So it gives us some kind of sense of surrendering to that fact, and then it would be a little bit more easy to dive in ourselves. And when we talk about, or they talk about nature, it's also because nature, it's a reflection of ourselves. Because if we remember, we are also water through our blood, our fluids. We are earth. We are minerals through our bones, through our muscles that give us a structure. We are also fire by the chemical reactions that are happening all the time in our cells. And at the same time, we are air. We are through the breathing, right? So inhaling, there's earth, oxygen coming in, and so we are nature. Those qualities live within. And sometimes we need a reminder, oh, yeah, the trees are me. I am the tree. I'm not different. And I can learn from them as well. And what they call to this relationship that they all try and we all try to have, it's to be in balance. How we can be in balance with myself and that everything that is around me. And they call it Aini. It's a Quechua word that means reciprocity. How you can be in right relationship with everything that is around you by beginning with yourself, of course. So now we dive in a little bit more on when we talk about balance, we talk about health. So the more you are in balance with yourself, you are in health, you have good health. Because as you know, as we all know, diseases come from an imbalance within. And so how you can remain and bring more health to yourself? By being in balance. And how we can do it, and the map that we are proposing you to do it, is by working with 3 specific chakras, 3 specific energy centers that are in our energy field. So maybe if you have heard about the chakras, that depending on the tradition, they acknowledge 7 chakras, 9 chakras, even 13 chakras or more. But for the Andean people, they consider the main 3. That for them in Quechua, the chakras are puquios or ñawis. Ñawi means eyes, and puquio means source from. So the chakras in our energetic field are related, and are these energy centers that are the union of the glands that produces hormones, and on the other hand, the nervous centers. So when they get together, there is a lot of energy there, and there were these funnels, because the chakras has the shape of funnels, showed up. So they are in our, they are anchored in our spine. And as I was saying, the Andean people and the Andean tradition, they work mainly with 3. The third eye, called Yachay, which is the right knowing, the right thinking, and I'm going to talk about this in a little bit. And then it's also the heart, the moon eye, the right feeling, and finally the Yankai, the right doing, which is in our belly, 3 fingers, 3 fingers below our belly button. So for them, when we are aligned in these 3, we are in balance and we are coherent. So as I was saying, if we are coherent within, we can be in balance with everything that is around us. So whatever I think and whatever I feel and whatever I do are aligned. So we are going to be diving in on those waters in this course. So to begin, I want to talk about when we say about Yachay, the right knowing. They call it also the right vision, the wisdom. And it's very related to the 6th chakra. It has to do with our mind, our thoughts. So what's happening in your mind? So in this kind of society, we're very neurotic. So we are going to see, okay, what's stopping you from connecting to your wisdom, to your intuition, to your right vision. So instead of being informed by your neurotic mind and thoughts and whatever personality your mind has now, how we can go through that, how we can clear all of that, take out all those veils, so we can really see and feel and sense and know and source from your own intuition, from your wisdom. Because for the Andean people, when we talk about knowing, they talk about also the way to understand whatever is happening in this reality. So any insight that you might have, any understanding of your own living here on earth has to do with Yachay, has to do with the right knowing, the right understanding of things. So you can clear your mind of whatever you no longer need right now in this part of your journey of your soul, so you can be more close and source from wisdom, more close to your own intuition, more close to the voice of your own guides. So we are going to be diving in with this in this center. So that is Yachai, the power of knowing, the power of wisdom, the power of understanding, and also of learning and teaching. And when we come down from the mind, we get to the heart, the Munai, that has to do with the right feeling. And the right feeling, it's about love, about the unconditional love like the mother has for us, their children. And this love has to do with feeling, as I was saying, but also with will, with the longing of going for what I want, because I love it so much, and I know so much that I go. And of course, before going to the outside and love everybody and everything around me, I need to begin with myself. On how can I be in love with me again? And again, of course, to connect with that truth that relies in my heart, that is waiting for me to be heard. But sometimes, and usually, we have our wounds, we had our heartbreaks that we need to heal first in order to, after I have released and let go and forgive and unburden myself of everything that is heavy, so then I can sense, oh, this is my heart speaking. This is how does it feel to love myself a little bit more today, right? Because, loving myself and loving everything around me, around you, is a journey. It's not a photograph, it's not a picture, it's not a moment. I mean, it has to do with moments as well, but mainly it's the journey itself that contains little moments. But how can I feel my life, my day to day, with those little moments more? That's the goal. So we can stay humble at the same time, because the journey it's not easy sometimes. But that's why we want to share with you this map, because the truth is that we are going to get lost many times in our lives. That's part of the journey of being in this earth, to learn. But with this map and this experience that you will have, at least you will have also a way to come back a little bit faster, with less suffering, with less pain, let's hope. So Munai, the right feeling. And by loving myself, by remembering that I am the child of the mother and of the father, that I'm loved, then it's easier to the love to come through, and I can share it with others. And after feeling and after knowing, then comes the action, the doing in our belly. Yankai, that's the center of the doing, of the work. So for the Andean people, the work is very important as well, but by being aligned of what I think and of what I feel. So the right action has to do with, now that I know, as I was saying, of how I understand everything that is happening in my life, how I really know and really feel the love and have the will to protect, to take care of myself and others, then I know what to do. Then I can take my step by step. And also I can have a more clear sensation of what does it mean to be in this realm in this earth, because sometimes we can have very much it could be easy for us to connect with spirit and angels and everything that is not in physical form, the spiritual, but sometimes that is a way to escape and to avoid everything that is happening in this material world. So that's why this center is so important, to clear, to heal, to release whatever is there that we don't need, so we can take our step by step firm, touching the earth, remembering that we are earth, that we are matter, and that we are here for a reason, that it is informed by the spirit, by our guides, but we have things to do here that is not related to my to-do list and making checks, but more with our mission and our purpose of being here. So the more I can connect with the spirits, the spirit world, I can bring that energy down, make it to connect with my heart, with my right feeling, whatever it's resonating with me and my mission and my purpose, and then I can let it flow down and take it into action. That doesn't have to do necessarily to leave everything behind in your life and go to the mountains alone. Sometimes if you feel it, go for it. But for most of us, has to do of how to remain in balance and remain in my mission, in my purpose, with my work, with my family, with my community, by living in the city, by staying in society with the political reality that we have. That's the challenge. But I feel that the more we can know from these centers and our true voice from these centers, we can stay in the middle way. So we can thrive, so we can remember that we are here to create beauty, peace, justice, whatever has to do with your own principles. And this is the last piece that I want to share, that these three centers for the Andean tradition has to do with their principles, their values. So it talks about of who they are and how do they live this earth, by being in Aini, by being in balance with everything that surrounds them. So this is the invitation, and we hope you enjoy the ride.